Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. It's a little too warm for squirrel hunting right now, so I'm just out here doing some tree stand maintenance, trying to get everything situated so that maybe this year, 2018, I might be able to break my whitetail curse for Illinois Archery season. Now with that being said, there's something I want to get off my chest, because with what I've lived and where I come from, I walk around with a chew in my cheek and a big chip on my shoulder. And apparently I've got a bad attitude. You know what? That's because of what I've had to live through and where I've come from. Now, if you don't have huge tracts of public land and you hunt on small pieces of private that maybe your family owns, that maybe you have begged your way onto, I'm here for you. If you are struggling with your hunting, because not only do you have to work for your money, but you also have to buy all your own shit. I am here for you, okay? If you are an outlaw of the outdoor industry, just trying to make it work and live the dream, I am one of you, I'm on your side, and I am here for you. So that's why I do my best to bring you the reality of my whitetail season. Earlier this year I had put in a chicory plot here, but as you can see, this is a high traffic area for the cattle, so I have to compete with the livestock because I live in a dirty and unideal world. That's just the way my life works. So I'm going to attempt a fall seeding of this Whitetail Institute Fusion blend here and try and get a fall seeding going that should help this get better established. What I will say is it is keeping up with the grazing pressure from the cattle pretty well. Now the good news about this being basically walked down to bare dirt is that I shouldn't really have to rake this shit. Almost thought I was going to be able to catch a soft shell, but I'm not a great reptile handler. Well, to be honest with you, I probably should have been able to catch that turtle, but I also wasn't crazy about getting clawed in the hand, so I didn't get a real good grip on him. I was just surprised to get that darn close, to be honest with you. Update time. I have been really busy with getting all the underbrush cut off and getting shooting lanes cut down here under this stand. If you were wondering about the hip boots, it's because this is on the wrong side of the creek. But I've cut out a bush down here. There you see it. And I've cut out a bush there. And the reason that all this is bare dirt down here is because of the shade. The shade has caused the cattle to congregate and basically stomp this out. Now, it will get a lot more sun once the leaves start to drop. And there's no point in me trying to put in a perennial food plot down here, because no matter what, every year the cattle would just tromp it out. But the cattle will be out shortly before deer season, and this is packed dirt with powdery dirt on top of it, so seed to soil contact shouldn't be too much of an issue. Obviously, you can see from the cow shit down there that it is well fertilized rather than simply timber soil. So theoretically speaking, this should take a seed bed pretty readily. There's only one problem, and that is, as I said, this is on the wrong side of the creek. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a way of getting that tilled up. But probably going to throw either winter greens or Antler King honey hole down there, and hopefully this spot should be pretty much ready for deer season, trying to break my whitetail curse. But I live in an unideal, dirty world, and I'm struggling just like the rest of you. Well, I'm pretty happy with the way that this stand is turning out. As you saw, trimmed up a little bit, moved the ladder, moved the stand. Now I have my left hand, which is going to be my bow hand. Just take the bow off the hook, and I can shoot from a seated position with minimal movement. I can run a camera on this side of the tree out here, run it with my right hand, and obviously gonna need to put another camera up on that side of the tree to get my second angle. But there's quite a bit of gymnastics that go into hanging a deer stand, believe it or not. Now, if you're in the Midwest, this stuff here, multiflora rose, is probably the bane of your existence. Now, this may just be me trying to justify my actions, and that's probably what it is, because while I am taking away some level of habitat by cleaning this spot up, whenever I cut shooting lanes, or whenever, in this case, where I cut out brush, I always try and create habitat by stacking the trimmings into a brush pile that's going to provide habitat for pheasants and provide habitat for rabbits to hide in. So, while I am destroying habitat, I try and also create habitat where I possibly can by making a brush pile out of the trimmings. That way the rabbits have a place to hide from the coyotes and the foxes. I'm basically about as prepared as I can be until we get a little bit further down the road toward deer season. But one of my Zoom Rocker remotes came in the mail. This is a King Best brand, and you're also going to want an extension for this. I run 2 of these in the deer stand, and I use Canon G40s, and a Canon G40 accepts the Zoom Rocker remote, plugs in there. Now in order to make this work properly, you have to have the camera actually turned on. Now you see, when I turn the remote to off, it will turn off the camera. Then if something walks in where I want to film, or I just want to shoot some clips, turn the rocker to on, red button, universal symbol for record. It'll turn the camera on, zoom is here, record. That way you're not dicking around with buttons on the camera, and with an extension cord to run this, that allows me to actually run two remotes, one for the Treestand arm that I'm going to be operating and one for my hard camera to actually get the other angle. But if you're getting into filming your hunts, quality cameras like this are definitely worth the investment. And to minimize your movement while filming, getting a zoom rocker, or a couple of them anyways, is going to be pretty advantageous. That way you can preserve your camera battery life and operate cameras with as little movement as possible. Now, seeing as it's too warm for squirrel hunting and there's nothing left that I can do about getting ready for deer season, gonna try a little fishing in the river. So I hope that this video has been helpful to you. Hope you guys have enjoyed watching this episode of Tex Grebner Outdoors. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect your rights. Please check out my friends over at threeriversarchery.com. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement, those of you serving in the military. Thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.